Hey, it's Azia, and welcome back to Nerd School Dropout. Today we're talking about a horror story that doesn't feel distant or imaginary because it pulls its fear straight from real life. Diary of a Mad Black Werewolf, written and illustrated by Micheline Hess, blends horror, history, and black rage in a way that's very in your face, confrontational, and hard to ignore. Now, before we get into the story, I do want to ground why this comic feels so relevant right now. A man and a woman were recently killed in Minneapolis in separate incidents involving ICE. They weren't black, but these were people who cared about others. The woman, she was trying to help someone, and the man, he was an ICU nurse, someone whose job was literally saving lives and who will no longer get the chance to save countless more. And that matters because empathy shouldn't stop at the edge of identity. The systems behind this kind of violence, they're deeply rooted, and this story is just one way we can examine where these systems come from, who they've historically targeted, and what happens when history refuses to stay buried. Honestly, I think it's a cool way to explore this theme through a horror comic. So let's get into it. The story opens during a snowstorm. The city is quiet. Church bells ring, but the sound is muffled by the snow. Everything feels slowed down, like the city is holding its breath. There's a happy child walking with her mother, and people are making their way through the snowfall. We follow a beautiful woman moving through the streets as the icy wind carries the scent of her prey closer. She blends in easily, merging with the flow of people heading into the bars and the clubs. She's calm, focused, not wandering. The men are in the background catcalling, screaming, "Hey Bantu, let me warm you up." And I can't blame them, she is gorgeous. But why do we always have to name something on somebody to flirt with them? Hey fur boots, hey braids. From the start, this is not by chance. This isn't a bad night spiraling out of control though. She knows who she's looking for, so she drops down to street level, letting the noise of the city hide her in plain sight. And she's not talking about flirting. She's talking about restraint, because then she sees him. A group of guys walking into the bar. They look drunk and ready to have a good time, loud, relaxed, they're comfortable. Dude bros out for a night on the town. How precious. And then she tells us who her target really is. My mark, a young overseer of medium build, enjoying a paid vacation as a reward for his murderous act. This sounds familiar. We see the cover of the newspaper with 3 racially charged headlines. 5-year-old girl was arrested for candy theft. 8 out of the 10 doctors agree living while black is bad for your overall health. And on the main cover, the overseer, who was cleared in the shooting death of an elderly woman. There is definitely some sinister politics at play because they labeled this elderly black woman a homeless drug addict that was unarmed but exhibited superhuman strength. She looks like somebody's grandma. We see that the main character manages to separate him from his friends effortlessly. I have no trouble at all separating him from his husky friend, his co-worker, his fellow clan initiate, his co-conspirator. Comic makes it clear, this isn't difficult. This man follows her willingly. She dances with him, drinks with him, lets the night stretch out. She even tells us she could take him right there, but she doesn't. She decides to play with her food and let the hunger build. No harm in enjoying the night, right? Time they leave together, it's 4 a.m. The parking lot is empty, it's dark, and he's drunk. He keeps trying to get into the car, but his keys keep slipping from his hand. And this is where it happens. I shift. The main character turns into this gigantic werewolf, and she big as hell. I'm talking underworld, Van Helsing style werewolf. He reaches for a gun, but he's too slow. He bleats like a sheep. That line lands hard because this is a man who once decided who lived and who died, and now he's prey. The violence is brutal, but it isn't glamorized. The bones snap, the blood stains, the snow. What matters isn't the gore, it's the reversal. We see his body mangled and ripped to shreds as she howls at the moon. I mean, she ate him up and eaten my fill. I decide to leave the rest for the folks in forensics to play with. Bellowing like a dragon, I depart after selecting a few choice parting gifts. Aura was here, bitches. She leaves his body for the detectives, and we see that she's taken one of his eyes with his badge and attached it to his door with the message, "An eye for an eye." Basically saying, if you take one of ours, we'll take one of yours. We see the partner throwing his guts up on the street as she watches from a rooftop. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be traumatized for life, and she's admiring her handiwork. Watching this overgrown Boy Scout toss up an entire night worth of bottom shelf scotch and finger food is the sort of thing that never gets old, despite the fact that we've been at this for hundreds of years. We see some good justice as Aura and her werewolf clan clashes with the KKK. The flames engulf some as they flee. We see one guy gutted and another falls with a slash across the neck. The KKK members cower, but in the distance, even more werewolves advance, sealing their fate. Across the oceans of time, our works become the stuff of legends to those who feared us and those who invoked our name name in their whispered prayers. She describes the plantation raids, and they weren't pretty. In the image, it's brutal. Slave owners are straight up beheaded, some flung out of the windows, others sprawled on the ground, and in all that chaos, people scramble to figure out who's who, while a black slave family stands back watching it all unfold. People whispered explanations they could live with: luguru, monsters, beasts, because calling it a monster is easier than calling it justice. They called Aura and her kind the slaver killers. This is where the story becomes very clear about what it's doing. Black resistance hasn't always been framed as monstrous. Violence against us is called order. Violence from us is called horror. In the next frame, we see a beautiful pendant that belongs to Aura. She wears this pendant and has been with her since her first change. The Queen Protea symbolizes transformation, courage, and hope. Proteas survive fire, they bloom after destruction, and that symbolism is doing a lot of work here. Aura is still watching on as the coroner arrived to the cop's house. He's been absent-mindedly caressing it while she's been lost in her thoughts. She's back down to street level, and as Aura walks home, she notices how much her neighborhood has changed. The streets that once crackled with black life have been scrubbed clean. Now white residents clutch their bags when she walks past. But she knows the truth, and she's not the misfit here. And in this image, we see the shift in the neighborhood, we see the gentrification, and we see her changing throughout the years, her hairstyle, her look, but her mission still remains the same. And we meet Candy Kathy, a woman who's lived there less than a year and has already called the cops on black kids for selling candy for their basketball team. She claims it's a drug front, with not a crackhead in sight. Boy wasn't hurt physically, but she decides she'll pay her a visit later. Aura is in full werewolf form, towering through the door. Candy Kathy is sprawled out, wine drunk, surrounded by her 70 cats. Aura's towering werewolf form fills the doorway. The cats react, some startled, some ready to scrap. Kathy lies on her sofa in her All Lives Matter shirt, clutching a book on family aggression, maybe mansplaining. The walls tell their own story. Harlem is for lovers, Christian imagery. Despite trying to tread lightly, Aura knows she's been detected. Aura grabs her phone, recording the chaos. Hands flail, claws flash, and the cats, they're all over the place. One cat's literally sitting there, paw over its mouth, gasping like, oh no. The Blue Lives Matter sign lingers in the background. We catch hints of splatters, just enough to paint the moment, and somehow it's a perfect storm of chaos. Aura steps away from Candy Kathy's, and we find her standing at the bottom of a bridge while two spirits are shadowing her. They're pointing towards a path, urging her forward through the darkness. We learn that the Johnsons were a newly married black couple who were bludgeoned to death for refusing to leave their first ever home in Seneca Village. Some truths lay more deeply buried than the most ancient tomb. Mayor Fernando Wood, Democrat, Confederate sympathizer, he gave the order to have the last holdout bludgeoned out of the village. I was too late to help, but not too late to help myself to a late night snack. I was more careless back then and was seen. So Aura clearly went after the mayor in retribution for the deaths of the people that were in Seneca Village. And there's some art imitating life here because Seneca Village is a real village, and it actually used to be Central Park in New York City. Very similarly, the homeowners that were living there, they were essentially forced out and effectively destroyed a predominantly black neighborhood. So we catch our girl back at home, completely bare, but what really stands out are the strange markings that are on her back. She's totally zoned out, lost in thought, and then we see her girlfriend say, girl, you still staring out that window? Meanwhile, her thoughts are spiraling: oppress, torture, kill, hunt, kill, eat. It's this endless carousel that never seems to slow down, and yet they've got to keep spinning just to survive, dizzy or not. It's an endless cycle, but she is totally aware of it, and she totally understands her place in this cycle. It just seems at times depressing. Girlfriend jokes about her looking all zoned out, and the other friend asks, well, y'all get some damn clothes on. I'm hungry. It's time to hunt. Now, Aura's already had her fill, but who would turn down another tasty bite? The girls are checking their phones, and they see that there's gonna be another ice raid tonight in Sunset Park. One of the friends says, ooh, buffet style, nice one. And I love the support black artist sticker that her friend is rocking. Also, the little chicken that she has like a little steak, like a chicken bone earring, and it's so cute. We also see the Protea necklace, so it's pretty clear they all have the same sigil necklaces. After scanning the network, they drive fast, and we see one of the girls with her tongue out wagging like a dog out the window as they speed towards their next victims. Start to see the clusters of bright flashing lights illuminating the quarry. They begin to transform. Ligaments popping, clothes ripping off, and low growls fill the interior of their ride, and surrendering to all bloodlust, all caution is thrown out to the wind, and it becomes a blizzard blitz attack. So the werewolves leap right into the ICE agent's patrol car. One of them tears into an agent's neck while another desperately tries to pull his gun, but these werewolves are already clawing inside. You can see the fear in their eyes. They are scared, and you can see the hunger in the werewolves. They start their assault with no hesitation, and as you look around, it's clear that they've got them surrounded. They say that it's not normally usual for them to be so blatant about the way they go about killing and murdering, but ice rats hold a special place in their heart. Ayana, one of the girls that only cut her teeth at 75, she's still pretty young. She was injured in the actual attack, but she'll be fine. Regular bullets don't do much to them. They look back and ask her, Ayana, what the hell? Are you still playing with your food after all these years? And she laughs because she's just sitting there using his hand to play a phone game. Car is full of laughter as they speed off. In the final frame, the girls snap a pic, grinning and shouting, say me, it's silly, but it's them. Beneath that joy, the lasting truth remains. The Queen Protea clan has always stood strong and always will, facing the darkness that threatens their own. This city, with all its chaos and beauty, reminds them that the injustice can take many forms, whether far away or right here at home. But in all of that, hope, love, and sisterhood persists. The story ends here, but protecting each other, that's forever. And honestly, I really enjoyed this read. It was short but powerful with a message that definitely stuck. If you've enjoyed this video, I'll be doing more. This month, I'm highlighting and supporting Black illustrators and authors in the indie horror or creepy cute horror genre. And while we should support them all year, I really want to shine a light on them this month. If you'd like to read the whole story, you can check out the digital download in my description link. It directly supports the artist, and you can purchase and download the story directly from the creator's site. Also, I really appreciate everyone who's been liking, following, and commenting. It genuinely means a lot to see the interaction. So if you have any other suggestions, please let me know. Hit your girl up. And thanks again. See you in the next one.